guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to Steal the Spotlight. Today I have a top 5 trends to try video, and hopefully you know me well enough by now to know that I am in no way suggesting that every single person who watches this video should run out and buy all of the trends that I recommend. That is just not the case. There is literally hundreds of trends around and they come and go quicker than ever these days, I suppose, in the age of social media, which totally makes me sound like an 80-year-old, but hopefully you get my point. These are just 5 that I have personally connected with and have been wearing a lot, and just wanted to share some outfit inspo with you guys. But yeah, I kind of wanted to get that off my chest because I feel like there is such a stigma revolving around trends recently. Literally on both ends of the spectrum, people are being judged if they never want to follow trends, but they're also being judged if people think that they follow trends too closely. And honestly, I just think it is all complete rubbish. You should just feel free to be inspired by whatever you want and be able to give it a go for yourself, regardless of whether it is or isn't on trend. The 5 that I happen to be sharing today just happen to be classed as trendy. So let's get into it. I'm not sure why I decided to set up the background like a minimalist today. All it takes is one look at my Instagram account to know I'm usually embracing color at all times, which is why it should be no surprise that my first trend is neon. And I feel like neon is kind of a scary word. You're like, oh God, you kind of cringe a little bit. You think it's gonna be like really tacky, really 80s, and you know what? It kind of is, and I still kind of love it. Some of my favorites recently have been Kim Kardashian looking like a highlighter, and also ASAP Rocky in the new Prada collection. This totally isn't gonna be for everyone, especially if you're more into the minimalistic style, but if you wanna have some fun and inject a bit of color into your wardrobe, this is definitely the coolest way to do it this season. I think the colors to stick to are just your classic highlighter shades: pink, green, yellow, and orange. My personal pick though has to be that slime green color. I'm sure it has been all over your Instagram feed recently, but I'm still not over it, which is why it is the color I decided to style for today's look. There are so many trends floating around at the moment, and often they are kind of like sub-branches to one overruling trend, which is the case for these next 2. And I guess like the ultimate trend is utilitarian, which is something that's been around for a few years now, and I feel like it just keeps getting stronger and almost gets more literal each season. So the first one I want to talk about is tactical vests. These have been popping off all year, especially when it comes to menswear, and that's a scene that I've been getting a ton of inspiration from recently, and I think that it has kind of been that way for a lot of people. Women and men are really taking inspiration from each other, which only grows the kind of unisex clothing movement, which is something I am a huge fan of. And also, I cannot mention kind of like tactical wear without mentioning helmet lang. Probably didn't pronounce it right. I honestly tried to Google it just before I started filming and I'm still freaking clueless, so my apologies. But his collections from 97 and 98 are just iconic, and you kind of can't talk about the utilitarian movement without mentioning them. You know your girl loves to do fashion on a budget, so unfortunately I do not have a beautifully crafted designer tactical vest to share with you. Rather, I have a legit fisherman's vest that I picked up from old mate Nate on Facebook Marketplace, so shout out to you, my friend. The other trend that kind of falls under that utilitarian umbrella is boiler suits. Again, been around for a little while, but I cannot deny that I have been wearing mine like crazy the last few months, so I really wanted to include it still. Mine is a very minimal approach because it is plain black with a white contrast stitch, so I like to kind of play it up with grays and chains and just that kind of industrial sort of theme. But I do have to admit that my favorite way these are styled is when they're in a very feminine color like a pink boiler suit. Oh, it's just a classic case of opposites attract to make an amazing outfit. Currently, I am eyeing up one on ASOS. I have been for like the last 6 months, so I have no idea if I'm ever gonna bite the bullet on it. I mean, for all I know, it is sold out now, but this is like classic case of indecisive Libra, so there we go. I'm pretty sure we are up to trend number 4 now, and I've got to give it to bucket hats. You guys know I love this trend with all of my heart, and honestly I am a big fan of hats in general, so 9 times out of 10 if there is a new headwear trend going on, I'm probably going to try it out. But bucket hats is one of those very strange and interesting accessories to me because it has experienced such extreme highs and also extreme lows in popularity. I know as a kid I thought that they were extraordinarily lame. It was very much like a dad hat for sun protection, and even if you think back to like Gilligan in Gilligan's Island, he's portrayed as a very goofy character and he has his signature white bucket hat, but it also has been extremely popular at times, and I think in large thanks to the hip hop community, which really put it on the map as a must-have accessory when you think back to guys like LL Cool J. And now in 2018, they are on the rise once again. My lucky last trend is actually another accessory, and it is side pouches is what I'm going to categorize them as, but obviously the bum bag has been having a major moment for like the last 12 months, and I feel like we just keep adapting that. It's the bum bag, it's the belt bag, and at the moment I feel like it is more so the side pouch. At least that's what I'm enjoying the most, so that is what I'm sharing today. I am a really big supporter of accessory trends in general though. I just find that they're usually more budget friendly, and they're also a lot easier to work in your wardrobe and kind of like mold in with your own personal style that you already have. And also on the opposite side of that, if you are trying to try out a new style, I feel like accessories are definitely less intimidating. It's just something small that you can add, so you feel like you're switching things up a little bit, but at the same time it's not like you've dramatically changed your image overnight and people are gonna be like, what the hell is she doing? Not that I think anyone does that, but I know from personal experience you can often feel like people will judge you for that sort of thing. So I think that accessories are a really nice baby step to take. Those were just 5 trends that I've been wearing a lot recently, but I'd love to hear from you guys. What trends have you been digging? I do also want to give an honorable mention to both animal print and also really chunky platforms like your Buffalo London sneakers. If you guys did enjoy, please remember to give it a big thumbs up, hit subscribe, all the good stuff that I am supposed to babble on about at the end of these videos, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Mwah!